Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to yet another LinkedIn Live session by TrainingInbox. My name is Atish Bhalirav. I'm the founder and director of TrainingInbox EdTech Private Limited. Today, we are going to be talking about uh, one of the very futuristic, very in demand. Majority of our audience have asked us to conduct a session on this, which is to do with marketing. What we are going to do is we're going to be talking about marketing 2025 to 2023, where we are going to be covering about the AI, jobs, skills, and career moves that will define the next decade. On that notes, we would also like to welcome our amazing guests today. So I'm pleased to welcome Tanushree Jaiswal. Tanushree Jaiswal happens to be the marketing head of Ecozaar. She's also been a part of 5paisa and UpGrad earlier in her career. A warm welcome to you, Tanushree ma'am.
Thank you so much, Atish. Thank you.
All right. So on that note, let's welcome our third guest. Our third guest is Amin Jamula. So she is the chief business and strategy head for Vibe Global and itsherway.com. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in. She's joining us from Dubai.
Thanks, Atish. Am I the third or the second? Now I'm confused.
I'm just randomly taking the names. That's
Okay. Thanks. I'm happy to be here and excited to hear everything that we've got to share. Thank you.
great. Great to have you, ma'am. Then our third guest is Neeraj Jain. Neeraj sir comes with an immense experience. Currently, he is the head of marketing and communication brand building for RNFI Services Limited. He has been a part of brands such as Aditya Birla Group, Videocon, Tata Docomo. A warm welcome to you, Neeraj sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Atish. It's a pleasure to be a part of this discussion. Thank you.
Great. All right. Then let's welcome Chaitali Chatterjee ma'am as well. So she is the chairperson of Women Entrepreneurs Enclave, and she's also the founder of Shri Om Communication. And she has done some amazing work in the CSR front, women development front, and so on. And it's a sheer pleasure of ours to have you on board, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Atish. It is great pleasure, and thank you for this opportunity as well.
All right. So let's move on to Anupama, ma'am. Anupama Singh, she currently is a part of MIT University. So she's the growth marketing head with MIT Institute of Training and Development. She has been a part of organizations such as 10 Best AI Tools. I mean, she's working there as a freelancer. And she's also the CEO and co founder of Interview Cracker. A warm welcome to you, Anupama, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Atis, for having me here. It's my pleasure to share this stage with all relevant speaker here, renowned speakers. Thank you so much.
Great. So this is for our audience who's listening us, who's watching us live currently. Guys, this event, our LinkedIn Live event, which happens every alternate week, this is meant for you. If you have any questions, please use the comment box. Place your questions. It could be directed to any specific speaker as well, or it could be directed to me as well. And we would love to address those particular questions. Tulsi ma'am, the first question which comes to us and which comes arises since we have trained more than 75,000 plus graduating students, freshers, working professionals. The very first thing which comes to mind of everybody is, will there be an existence of a terminology called as marketing by 2023? If so, how would marketing as a vertical or a function evolve?
Okay. So, hello, guys. First of all, thank you, Atish, again for inviting us, all of us. Big welcome to all my audiences as well. I would first of all want to address this with the fact that people believe that marketing is going to get redundant. Okay. So I'll just brief that with a small incident from my college. Okay. So this was way back in 2016 17. Okay, so this time when we used to think that, okay, marketing is basically you are marketing a product or a service. Okay, it could be anything. It could be you're marketing a product, service, a person, right? Personal branding per se. We feel that, okay, with AI evolving and coming into picture, it is going to get redundant. But this is a very big misconception, I'd like to say. Why? Because anything, let's say, for example, if Apple as a company or Apple as a product, if they produce iPhones and if they're not able to market themselves, the world will not know about the stellar product that they have built. Okay, so absolutely it's not going to get redundant. And second thing, with AI and automation coming in, I believe that this is going to enhance the usability of marketing. It is one way to reach broader audiences. I also believe that it can help and aid people in building communities. But yeah, uh, AI in general should be a little more empathetic, as they say that marketing without emotion won't go long, won't be sustainable. So yeah, that's my take on it.
All right. So marketing will exist. Even if it is 2035 is what Tanushree ma'am has to say. It would evolve
Definitely.
with the way AI has evolved. Armin ma'am, what would be your take on this? I mean, would there be an existence of marketing by or a function in a company or a department? Would there be an existence, and how would it evolve?
I think first and foremost, marketing is, for most businesses or in most businesses, it's a support function, and it's cost related function. So as in all business sectors and everything, we are trying to optimize our costs, profitability, and increase profitability with the infusion of AI. There's also going to be that will happen and evolve in marketing as well. And when that happens, there will be certain changes that kind of, implement themselves or have to be imposed on certain roles at marketing as well. But it is on us, human beings, to evolve and take that baton and take it forward with learning, with adapting. And I think we will be able to do that because humans are the most adaptable species on Earth. So
Okay.
I think there is going to be an evolution, and there will, of course, be a role. It'll just be an evolved role.
Okay. All right. So, thank you so much, Arvind ma'am, for sharing those thoughts. Neeraj sir, what would be your take on this?
आतिश ये क्वेश्चन ही गलत है यार. I don't find it relevant. Will marketing exist? Because marketing is in existence since the what we say, like जब से धरती है तब से marketing है, and this is going to be stay there. ठीक है, और जब तक धरती रहेगी marketing रहेगी. Format will change. It will be like, some tools will come and go. AI, now you see that AI is there. Okay. So what it means, like if AI will take over everything, so there will be a competition within the AI. Who will manage that?
Absolutely.
So we human have to manage. Okay, Canva is like, you create a good creative by Canva. So we don't need a designer. Okay, everybody is creating the same creative. Then what is the use of marketing? Marketing is all about creating a differentiation, a step ahead, doing something different. And if you have to do something different, marketing will exist.
Okay.
So for me, like, it is a never ending thing.
All right. A great thought and a very rightly used phrase that marketing exists karega. This is a wrong question to ask, but this has been there from in multiple people's mind, learners' minds, mid-career professionals' minds as well. So that's why we thought that okay, let's start with this kind of question. So, Chetrali ma'am, what would be your thoughts on this, please?
See, as Mr. Neeraj Jain said, that of course, marketing kaha jayega? See, where will the creative mind will go? Who has created AI? The human being. So AI will be there, but the blending is important.
Mm-hmm.
The blending with the real fact, the real project, it has to be there with the AI. So AI
Mm-hmm.
will give you all the inputs, but that for that input, the most creative thing is the human mind.
Mm-hmm.
So marketing has to be there.
Okay. All right. So this is for our audience. You need not worry. You can keep pursuing your marketing dreams, careers, even if you are there at any stages of your marketing. So you are listening from our amazing speakers that yes, marketing will evolve, will be there, will exist. So Anupama ma'am, what would be your immediate thoughts on the same?
Yeah, I agree with all the speakers here that marketing kaha jayega. So as long as we have anybody is creating a service or the product, we need to sell it off. And how will we reach out to the customer? That's a marketing is only channel through which we can reach out to them. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody already said that creative mind kaha jayega, right? I mean, we have so much of creativity through WhatsApp group, the informal WhatsApp group. There are so many creative videos keep floating it there. So maybe now we need to adopt the thing that it's not only the degree marketing guys will come in the picture,
Mm-hmm.
rather the creative minds plus AI first approach, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these two shift, we cannot be rigid sitting here that I am have done marketing, I am a growth head, I am this and that. Maybe somebody without that degree can pass it because that person has AI plus the creativity, and that is two things needed in 25 to 2030 journey of marketing career. That's what I believe.
All
So
right.
I want to share something here, and it's a
Sure,
recent
ma'am.
second experience that I had with one of my clients whom I was helping in building the marketing strategy as fractional CMO. One of the services we give at Vive. Uh, as I was transitioning out of that role, because I usually do it only for 6 to 8 months, and then they're ready and set. The CEO comes to me and comes to one of the co-founders and tells them, you know what, we didn't need a marketing person, and great that we had someone and helped us in, but you know what, let's just do it. Let's just help ChatGPT become our marketing manager. And whatever has been in terms of the strategy, just ask ChatGPT, put your category in, and ask ChatGPT to build a marketing plan for the rest of the year. And she did it. And she got a big long list of things, this that, do it from your channels, do it from this. But she was like, yeah, okay, I've got it on in a textbook format, but I don't know how to do it, or I don't know where to start or how to start. So then she prompted, how do I start? Again, it was a textbook answer. And it just goes on and on and on. So, yes, AI can replace a lot of things when it comes to operations. AI can replace a lot of things when it comes to tactical executions, creating things and recreating things. But AI cannot replace the experience. And that's where bringing
Absolutely.
everything together, what's right and what's wrong, the human intervention is is evidently needed even today, and it will be needed even as we go along. It will never be able to replace the human experience and the human intervention. So as marketers, we know, and we probably have these conversations every day with our clients, with our teams. We just need to be at the helm of the evolution. We cannot take it lightly or just fear it and then try to think of alternatives which might not help us survive in our current roles. That's that's something I wanted to share.
Absolutely.
It was a funny one.
It's a very rightly you had put it across, ma'am. Being an entrepreneur myself, being a co-founder and director, founder on as well for two ventures. Many times I think that okay, is it okay to spend this much of money when you have a lesser number of ROI in terms of marketing team. But when you understand what exactly is the role, your
Yeah.
personal experiences, your customer experiences, and so on, it is very important for us to understand that from a real ground level, realistic data driven perspective. Use AI as a tool, as an assistance to evolve. So on that notes, though we have extended that 4 or 5 minutes of the first segment, but what we're going to do now is, as we always do, we are going to have a compartmentalization of discussion towards students, freshers, then mid-career professionals. Also, there are a lot of females, girls who are interested in probably marketing as a function, then we will also move to entrepreneurship, startup, careers into marketing, and then we will also try and understand what could be our suggestions and recommendations for the ministry and academics and so on. So on that notes, Tanushree ma'am, what I would like to understand from you is, as a student, okay, as a new age marketer, what are those three skills which I need to possess, which are, there is absolutely no, that there is no saying that you cannot possess these particular skills as a marketer.
See, I feel that one of the most important skill for starters would be like, a couple of API basics, okay? Because as you can see, because of this AI evolution, everything is getting all integrated, okay? So when you see that Canva is getting integrated with ChatGPT, and then we have our Gmail getting integrated with Gemini, right? So this everywhere you see any app, any tab you open, this some way or the other, there's some integration happening, okay? So one I would say is the API basics. Second would be a proper UI UX experience, like whether it is for a anybody who's a budding product manager, anybody who's a budding designer, anybody who's into marketing, these all things, they will help them in enhancing their user experience, and that will lead to a better enhanced campaigns, whether it is a marketing campaign, whether it is a sales campaign, or so on and so forth. And third would be the community basics, like you day in day out you hear that, like, we have to build a community, right? But in that entire journey of building a community, we forget that there is very little emotion running behind it, okay? It is getting so mechanical that we forget that, okay, the community that we are building for is for us humans, right? So we end up having all those big databases, but at the end of the day, these are just numbers. So I think community building with personalization and a human touch is very crucial. So these three things are very like the basics which are required in a marketing front.
Absolutely rightly said. Armin ma'am, there has been a strong recommendation from my end also, where we are associated with 128 plus colleges, universities across the country, across the globe. So wherever I visit, even when we are training the first year student, okay, who's moving from an 12th standard to this thing, I also recommend them that, dude, guys, please go ahead and do internship. If it is not a paid internship, that's fine. Go and take a practical knowledge. How important a practical knowledge it is for somebody who's a student who wants to pursue their career into marketing.
Today it's not as important as it used to be. When I did my internships, and I did my internships very young. I started my first job / internship at 14, 15. Right? And I got to experience quite a bit of corporate life and many other things. I was a journalist for a bit, and I did a lot of those things. I think this day and age, because the curriculum also supports a lot of entrepreneurial initiatives, and being a mom, I see a lot of projects coming to my children where they have to interact and engage with professionals, entrepreneurs, and many other life sciences today. I think it's not as important to go into that environment entirely at a younger age, but if you get an opportunity, well and good. You'll be a much better rounded professional. But today, academia has also evolved from where we started off, right, Atish? Today they have that experience within their curriculums, and it's really doing well. I think it'll be a good balance for both.
Okay, so would Neeraj sir, would you also recommend the same aspects, or would you have any additional information or additional insights for the students? I mean, as Tanushree ma'am said, API integrations, community building. We also recommend, if they are able to get a hands-on experience, that would be a great help. Any other suggestions or recommendations for the students?
What I think is hands-on experience is the one critical thing nowadays, which is very important. And that can be earned through like working as a freelancer or like doing some internship or anything. But this is the prima facie most important thing, because rest of the thing you can acquire. you can acquire from YouTube, you chat GPT, you can learn it from anywhere. Like tech part, which you can cover it from anywhere. But this practicality of the function and the profile, which you learn from the experience, like the most important thing is to understand your customer. Okay, and that comes from the experience, and that comes from the working in the market. That won't give you that understanding won't come from the books. So for like what I feel, and from my experience, what I have understood is, like, it is very important for students to have a hands-on experience.
Okay.
In any of the
Great.
format.
Okay. Chaitali ma'am, what would be your thoughts? I mean, what would be your recommendation? So we've been talking about UI UX community, hands-on experience. Any other input which you would like to give it to the students that okay, they need to adopt if they want to pursue the career into marketing? Ma'am, I'm sorry, but you'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah. So the hands-on experience is definitely very, very important. But whenever any new thing is coming up, they have to be aware of everything. And they have to always, try to gain knowledge. It's not, and they have to take the ownership of whatever they are doing. They have to first take the ownership. And the first thing, they should join a startup. I feel they should join a startup, because the most learning that they will get is from the startups. And the more they fail, they should learn from those failures. That is very important.
Okay, that's a very good thought. So this would be an amazing news for the startup owners that okay, we are also recommending everybody, whoever is listening to us, to start to join you guys. We know what is the current state, how are the the Gen Z is being perceived by startups in today's world. But Anupama ma'am, I'm just going to twist this particular thoughts from your perspective is now if somebody is not pursuing their marketing, okay, and still they want to pursue the career into marketing because they think that they are creative, they can do a lot, they understand the customer centricity, the requirements, and so on. What would be your thought process that how do they start? I mean, the students, let's say somebody is doing their BCom or a BA or a BTech or an MTech, so how do they pivot from this aspect as a student? Yeah, Anupama ma'am. I guess we lost her.
You can hear me, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So the best thing is that what they can do is that if they do not have the traditional or the official professional knowledge of marketing, they can start observing few of the businesses. They can take maybe the pages on LinkedIn or wherever they want, and they should start observing. What to observe? Observe that how this user journey is going from the website to the social media to all those things, because for customer mind to understand what I feel is that for marketeer, the biggest challenge is to understand the user's journey. I'm talking about not only in terms of the product, but in terms of services as well, right? How are they behaving, on which post they are behaving, how they are behaving? If they start analyzing those will be the biggest learning point. Most of the marketers try to go away from the data analytics, but that's very, very important. If they do not have their own, they can create their own website. Let's try them. For that, they do not need much knowledge now. AI is there everywhere. They can create a website within 2 hours or something like that. They can do hands-on much if they do not have a professional knowledge, and that will give them biggest, the learning. Plus, of course, the startup, if they can join in, they will understand in and out.
Absolutely. It's very rightly said. I mean, whatever you could learn, I'm sure Chaitali ma'am and Armin ma'am would definitely have a smile on their faces because they come from this entrepreneurship ecosystem. They would have a smile on their faces when we hear this, that the new generation, the students, the freshers should join startups. But there is one question which is out of syllabus, which I'm going to put it across. There is also a lot of say which is going on. Palki Sharma rightly said, in her interview, she said that 7 out of 10 companies do not want to hire Gen Zs. So, Tanushree ma'am, uh, without creating any curiosity across,
Mhm.
what would be your 4 or 5 recommendations and quick suggestions to Gen Zs that whatever people are saying, that's fine, but they are the future, right? If you want to become, so 4 trillion economy, we're already there. If you want to become the largest ecosystem of producing the workable workforce, then you need to be dependent on the young generation.
Correct.
So what would be your thoughts on, or what would be your says to the Gen Zs? I mean, because of this all buzz by all people that 7 out of 10 startups do not want to hire Gen Zs. A quick
See,
thought.
yeah. First of all, I am totally aligned with the fact that okay, Gen Zs, they bring in a very fresh perspective. Okay, me myself, a millennial now, so I feel that the kind of perspective that these guys bring in and the kind of authentic nature that they bring in, uh, little less of pretense in themselves probably, and also in the kind of work that they do. Okay, there is more ownership, I would say. There is more practicality, I would say, right? uh, I also remember that couple of things, like when it was my first job, right? And I had to present like a small presentation that I made. Okay, I was little anxious about the fact that okay, maybe this is something which my bosses won't like to hear, and I made probably a presentation which they wanted to hear. Okay, so इसमें क्या होता है, पूरी creativity चली जाती है, like
Absolutely.
when you work or when you kind of ideate something which the bosses or somebody senior wants to hear. But I feel that these guys, they are very fearless that way, right? They bring in a persona which is very much of themselves. Okay, and I feel that's a very good sign, right? To be themselves, and they carry their own thought process into it, and that's how it flows in the work as well. And since a couple of months I have been working with agencies, and these are all Gen Z people, right? And the kind of lingos that they bring, the kind of energy that they bring, the kind of creativity that they bring, that is something which, I mean, I'm always day in day out in awe, like okay, something which only can Gen Z bring to the table. So I really appreciate this thing that but yeah, one point that I will have for these Gen Zs would be that there should be consistency in the kind of work that they do, finding a niche and sticking to it, right? So yeah, that's my takeaway.
Absolutely. I mean, one small recommendation and suggestion which I always give it to Gen Zs, which we train, is be fearless. At the same time, let's be cultured. Okay, let's be cultured, let's be professional. That's fine. These are the only two things we need to adopt. Rest, I mean, everybody is there. I mean, when we were growing, where as kids, we were way different, right? So I mean, our the generation which was there, are they used to call us that okay, we are a different generation. So every generation would have a different perspective. But be fearless. In fact, whatever you have in your hand, I think the generation besides you didn't had it. So utilize it to the fullest. You can probably go do wonders if you use that with these 2 3 aspects of be professional and you be cultural. I mean, just be more respectful and take the ownership, as we all are saying. So, Armin ma'am, on that notes, since we are coming to the end of the segment for students, but there would be a lot of students, there's a perception in everybody's mind that boss, bahar ki desh mein, I mean, if you go to other countries, bahut zyada paisa milega, bahut zyada, we'll be able to earn a lot, and so on and so on. Sitting in India, we can do work here and there and all that stuff. Okay. So, how do somebody, if they want to cross the border in terms of cultural aspect and so on, pursuing their career, be it a student or be it a mid-career marketer?
I think there are three aspects. I
Mhm.
know there are three aspects that have actually helped careers being built in this region as well as globally. And Dubai or UAE is a very international space. And we were talking before the call, right, that this
Yeah,
space
yeah.
is a great starting point for you to create a mark and go international, go anywhere from here in the UAE. Now, the three key things that are human, and I feel that Gen Z today has unfortunately lacked a lot of that skill, honing those three skills, is one is deep curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
They have information at the tip of their fingers, so they're very surface level when it comes to knowledge or building their knowledge base. I know
Mm-hmm.
it all, that is always there, unfortunately, but there's a little bit of laziness or lack of depth.
Mm-hmm.
Be curious and be very, very, go deeper. That is one thing. The second thing is, to take deep into another aspect, is listen deeply. Listen. Your
Listening skill.
attention spans, because you have been a digital first generation, have been reduced to a dangerous level, right? So you have to kind of cut through the clutter and listen deeply. So even this conversation, listen deeply. And the third and most important thing is lead or drive yourself with empathy,
Mm-hmm.
especially in an international market.
Okay.
Because you might not know cultural nuances when you come into the market. The only thing that you come in with as a human is empathy. So conduct yourself with empathy, and everything should be easier for you.
Absolutely right. I mean, it's a very rightly said. There are 2-3 aspects which I also like to highlight. I always keep on saying. So if you want to deal with AI, also ensure that there is HI. HI is human intervention, and EI, which is empathy as well as emotional intelligence. I mean, emotional intelligence is a vast
EQ.
terminology altogether.
Yeah, EQ.
There are branches towards the same.
Yes.
Before we go to Neeraj sir, we just want to thanks Umashankar Mukherjee. Yes, so he says truly said. Thank you so much, Shubham Sharma. Thank you, rightly said, and Arindam Vatsa. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name properly, but he has a question for Tanushree ma'am. But we'll take that question once we have a question for Neeraj sir. So Neeraj sir, um, as we are diverting from student perspective to working professional perspective, since Armin ma'am already said, um, how important is ROI? Okay, in today's world, how important is for a marketeer in mid-career marketeer to understand what is ROI? Okay, and is marketing for a mid-career professional a result-oriented profile now?
Uh, Atish, this is the most important thing is to get the ROI.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is not an important thing. This is the most important thing to have a ROI.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to these like founders, owners of the companies, what matters to them is the ROI. What if there are a lot of digital marketing people, a lot of digital marketing agencies. So many people are into the market, but where they lack is like one question every damn person faces is like, what is the return on investment? How much will I learn? If you'll go to the startup and if you'll say like, okay, you do this campaign, you run, you make a brand and all, that is all okay. That will see once I'll earn. But what I will earn from it is becomes the most important thing. And for mid-career people, like, why it is important if they are not able to generate the profitability for the companies. So whatever the skill set they have, it won't be appreciated. It won't be
Mm-hmm.
appreciated with that respect. So for me, and this is where we lack, like, what we say is like, okay, one is a fresher, one is a experience. So what experience makes you is like, because an experienced person understand this, how we can generate the ROI. ROI is not always in terms of the money, in terms of the many things. Like, you build a brand, that is a ROI. Like, आप एक शर्ट खरीदते हो 3,000 रुपए की, सेम शर्ट you buy it at 200 rupees, what is the difference? That brand. So that making a brand is also a ROI. But whatever you do, there should be a ROI and a solid ROI. Because I see a lot of founders are also here. Like somebody said, I don't remember, somebody said ki, startups don't want to hire these Gen Zs and all, or they don't want to hire the marketeer even. You said even, like they don't want to hire the marketeer. Why? Why? Because they are not able to generate the ROI. If you have that mindset, people will quickly hire you. And this is the recommendation for even the Gen Zs, to the freshers, to the experienced people. Start thinking with the perspective of ROI and backward working करो. Market में jobs की काम की कमी नहीं हो.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very rightly said, sir. I mean, in today's world, if you're not fetching, if you're not giving results, if there is no return on your investment, you are a dead asset for a company.
Yes.
Everybody is accountable. हर चीज, even HR भी HR कितना पैसा बचा है, how much money you have saved for the organization, and what kind of people you have got on boards. So moving on to Chaitali ma'am. Chaitali ma'am, what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge 2-3 questions from the working professionals perspective. First is, what kind of tools those working professionals should possess, कि बॉस ये तो आपको आना ही चाहिए. अगर आप एक मिड करियर वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल हो, 3 साल का एक्सपीरियंस, इफ यू हैव अ 3, 5, 6 years इन मार्केटिंग, यू नीड टू हैव दिस टूल्स. ये तो आना ही चाहिए. Nowadays it is a default. Okay, then what kind of mindset shift should be there if somebody's not from marketing but want to pursue their career into marketing? Okay, also, if somebody who's already a marketer and want to pursue an entrepreneurship or start an entrepreneurship journey. I mean, you understand that why this question has been raised to you, precisely because of your background from the entrepreneurship perspective and so on. Yes, ma'am.
So, as per the mindset, I would say the person, first thing, he or she should take the ownership of whatever the person is doing. It's very important. And the thinking capability, the person has to be a creative thinker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And with respect to there, if the person wants to shift to any other profession, suppose the person doesn't has the, in today's world, it's the tool that you are saying. If I am not even in marketing, I should know marketing and technology. Though both the
Mm-hmm.
things has to be blended. Both the things has to be blended and need. Every person should. If I am not from the technical background, I should learn
Mm-hmm.
technology. So
Mm-hmm.
that's very important. Of course, AI is nowadays. Tomorrow, kal kuch aur aa jayega. Kal BI aa jayega. See, every time everything is like our time marketing. We need to. We were supposed to. You had to learn PowerPoint presentation that time. That was
Absolutely.
more important. So
Yeah.
every time the things will change, but the person should not change with the creative ability. Thinking skills should not change. That will be there. That will always remain. And the person has to, first thing is brand themselves. The personal branding is very important. That's the most important. If the person is not branding, because if you don't brand yourself, then how will you brand your own product?
Absolutely.
And how the branding should happen? By keep constantly doing things, and those things should be shared in social media. That's very
Mm-hmm.
important. Sharing, after sharing in social media, only will people come, will know you and your work. Whatever work you are doing, it has to be shared. That's the way you should brand.
Absolutely. Yes, branding. I mean, trust me, branding makes a huge difference. If even if you want to pursue your career into marketing, or you are a student who is getting into marketing, or if you want to start something in marketing as an entrepreneur. So, Anupama ma'am, um, as a entrepreneur, I would also like to understand from your end, because you already are into an entrepreneurship journey. Okay, so what are those skills, specific skills, which you think an entrepreneur should have if they want to pursue marketing, a startup into marketing or something like that?
So see, if an entrepreneur, we call it that, an entrepreneur has basically the designation which company gives, that's a different story. But an entrepreneur is P2P, that
Mm-hmm.
proprietor to peon. Means an
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur has
Yeah.
all the experience of business, right? And marketing is not an exception, right? So
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur knows marketing anyway, especially those entrepreneurs who are the CEOs or taking care of sales. I'm not including CTO if they are not doing sales here. So marketing is anyway ingredient. It's ingrained in entrepreneurs by default. So if
Mm-hmm.
they want to carry this forward, the best thing what I feel is that, the growth marketing they can take, or they can take product led marketing if they have done into the product part. So in entire journey, like as an entrepreneur, we understand customers' problem and then we pitch in our solution.
Correct.
And that is what marketer also has to think in the same direction, that understand the problem and then create your creativity, post, social media, whatever, wherever you are posting your thoughts. You can't just randomly post it. You have to understand what customers are looking for. And same is entrepreneur. So I feel that for entrepreneur, it is a very easy job if they want to shift or switch or take guide somebody in this direction.
Absolutely. I mean, my strong recommendation, suggestion, because I come with almost 2+ decades of experience. I've been a working professional for 18 years and 3 years into entrepreneurship journey. Guys, if you are not a sales guy, if you
Yeah.
cannot sell your product, if you cannot market your product, if you cannot brand your product, if you don't know what are PRs, please don't get into entrepreneurship. You're going to be wasting your
Agreed.
time, energy, and money. Period.
100%.
Learn it.
100%.
Period. I mean, I was talking to, I guess, Armin ma'am or Anupama ma'am over the call. We were having a call for a pre-event discussion. That time we were discussing about it. I mean, today I'm not from a technical background, but if you ask me, I can write Python. Though I use AI, but that is for my own. I can write my own Python codes. As we talk, I've got 12 emails. The mails have been responded. That's all AI, the way we use. So if you are a mid-career professional, many a times mid-career professionals, this mindset happens is, boss, I am saturated. I am doing marketing. I'm doing traditional marketing. मुझे Canva आता है, मुझे designing आती है. Now I've started learning ChatGPT, Gemini, Norton.ai, Falana AI, and all that stuff. Guys, don't boost around. These are basics. These are all basics. You need to know this.
I suggest one thing, Adis, whoever feels that I'm saturated, drastically change the industry and then try doing marketing there.
Absolutely.
If you are doing a startup or product, change it to SMBs. Go to manufacturing unit. Deal with gears and all that. You will see that you don't know anything there. Right?
Absolutely.
The basic thing only you need to know. They change the industry and there is no monotonous after that.
Yes, and very rightly said, ma'am. Anupama ma'am very rightly said. Guys, one more thought process here. If you want to pursue a career into marketing, and if you're, let's say you are from an IT background or any background, all right, you can. But if you think that marketing is the most easiest thing, it's not. Trust me. I mean, I am talking to this marketing experts who are sitting with all of them, considering it would come across around 50, 60 years of accommodated experience. So on behalf of everybody, I'm saying it is not easy. Okay, on that note, we try to cover from the working professional's perspective, but I would also like Tanushree ma'am to address this question. It sounds very interesting and very practical. So Tanushree ma'am, there is a question from Arindam Vatsa that can you elaborate a bit on API in marketing? Though you have told, but can you just give us certain examples, please? Tanushree ma'am, I'm sorry, you'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. So hi, Rindam. Very interesting question, I would say. So first of all, I'll just try to give in some examples from my day-to-day work life. Okay, so where do we use APIs in marketing? Okay, so basically APIs are used for anything which is automation. Okay, whether we are using performance marketing, whether we are using some conversational messaging, whether we are even doing some campaign management, we are launching some campaign to interact with the users. So we are fetching the data and we are trying to make that data little conversational to reach out to our consumers. So anything and everything where there is data, you can fetch the data from me by using this API, and be it your emails, be it your WhatsApp marketing, be it your retention marketing, or probably you have to pull in some data from your Meta ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads. You can use that API to fetch it, and you can use it however you want. So just a use case that in performance marketing, we fetch the data and we use it to derive our CAC, ROAS, and all the ad spends that we do. So yeah, hope that helps.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tanushree ma'am, for putting it in a very practical manner. But in a simpler manner, if I have to, Arindam, if I have to apprise on what Tanushree ma'am said is, any tools, any CRM tools which you have to merge to one, okay, or multiple tools at one together, that's an API integration of multiple tools. I mean, 5 different tools accommodated to one is an API integration. It cannot talk to each other, but there is something called as API which needs to be written, and then it has been accommodated, and that's what Tanushree ma'am said. If you have to understand the CAC, or there are a lot of terminologies which have been there, understand that those are being used. One more stronger recommendation would be, please go ahead and do or probably look for a digital marketing program from Google. It's a free program. Here you will have a lot of terminologies. You'll understand the dynamics of those terminologies, and also this API aspects. There is one more tool which I would definitely help you understand post this event. I'll share those link as well. All right. So thank you so much, Tanushree ma'am, for extending that answer. Arvind ma'am, what I would like to understand is how do females, from the marketing perspective in this particular industry, they enhance themselves to the path of leadership. We have seen a lot of females being interested in marketing, okay, but trust me, I mean, I can give you the stats as well. If you understand how many number of CMOs are there on CMO males are there, they are towards a higher side than females. How do somebody enhance themselves to reach that? So CMO is not the only designation to reach, right? I mean, if you are a marketer, you can be a CEO as well. Okay, you can be on the boards as well. But how do they accelerate themselves?
So one of the things that I have followed in my life is, don't wait to be chosen, choose yourself.
Absolutely right.
Don't try to, in a room filled with people where there is opportunity or there is some sort of contribution that would showcase what you've done in a better way or what you're doing in a better way, just jump on it before anyone tries to ask you or pick you. One of the things that women mostly do are wait to be chosen, or are not sure if I can play the role and things like that. There's a lot of self-doubt, especially in your mid-career. Don't wait. Just take the plunge and jump. You'll learn along the way. And on the leadership side of things, it's really not about having the loudest voice in the room. It's about how you can enable others' voice.
Absolutely.
So being a leader or trying to be a leader, it's not only you leading the way and showcasing how good you can be, but how can you empower and enable your team, your peers. And when you're in a room of people, how are you taking the others up and bringing them, giving them a better opportunity than you probably had? And that is what leadership is. And as a woman leader, try to, of course, empower more and more women whom you think have potential and have not been able to speak for themselves, or have not been able to enable themselves on their own. So they can do that for someone else. These are the things that I have done in my life. So I think that is definitely something you can do.
Yeah, these are some of them are very strong recommendations and very strong insights. I mean, if you want to become a leader, ensure you create leaders under you so that you grow up in the ladder. So it's rightly said that if you are able to create more people like you, and you think that you are a leader, you need to create more. So it's like an umbrella aspect what is being taught in our corporate world. So Neil sir, on the same grounds, somebody in the mid careers, how do they enhance themselves to reach? I mean, you are already heading marketing right now. Somebody at the mid career, how do they enhance themselves to reach at a faster note? I know there's no shortcuts in this world, but still.
There is we talked about Gen Z, they have a lot of fresh thoughts, but they lack in execution and experience. Whereas like the mid-career people, they have a lot of experience, they are good at execution, but they lack in the fresh thought and sometimes the skills. They don't acquire so quickly the way Gen Zs acquire. Okay, so if you are in mid-career, you need a fresh start. You need to think after working for 20 years, you are again a fresher. because you have surpassed that 20 years. You have lost certain things in your way while working for other things. Okay, so whatever the new has come, you have to quickly learn and adapt that and utilize those skills and your knowledge, merge both of them, and then move ahead. Your experience of understanding the customer and new technology, you combine both of them and then make a new fresh start, and you will be viable for another 10 years and 15 years.
Absolutely, it's a very good thought. I mean, you need to. So I mean, I remember I being told. So when I started my career in the banking industry, I was an undergrad. So my boss always used to say that after 1 year, you need to restart your career. So start afresh. Every year you need to start afresh, and that's where you probably are evolved. And I could achieve some aspects in my career, my professional career in the same aspects. It's a very good thought which you have shared, sir. Thank you so much for that. So Chaitanya ma'am, moving on to the same question from the women, from the women who are building their career into marketing leadership. So I would also add one more question there. Many a times we have also seen, okay, I'm talking from my personal experiences as well. It is also important from the branding perspective for a woman entrepreneur or a woman into leadership, but they hesitate to do that. What would be your strong recommendation? Because I've seen your work, from the CSR front, from the events front, the felicitations, what has been done, you have got, and so on. So what would be your thought process? It could not just be restricted to marketing, though we are talking about marketing, but what would be your thought process that, okay, from a leadership perspective from the women? Ma'am, I'm sorry, you'll have to unmute again.
So first thing, women should not be afraid of anything. They are born leaders. I hope you agree to this. Okay. See, women are natural marketers. Giving a small example, a mother, when she feeds a child and the child doesn't want to eat the healthy food, she is convincing the child to, in various ways to eat that healthy food. But
Absolutely.
in a way, it's a marketing, right? She's making the child understand, oh, this is good. So nobody has taught her. So she is she is a natural marketer, I would say. And very important thing is, to women especially, you should understand yourself. You should know yourself. You should actually discover yourself, what you want. But once you discover yourself, you will see automatically, everything will fall into place. You have to discover yourself, because this world, nobody's going to discover. I think Tanushree, or she said that nobody's going to come and discover you. You have to discover yourself. Speak up. Don't be afraid. Speak up. And see, this world is like the digital world will actually give reward your presence. Be present everywhere. And with respect to building your brand, tell your stories. And your stories is your work. So storytelling is very important. Be real, be authentic, and always follow ethics. That's very important. Be collaborative with the micro communities. Do networking, explore yourself, meet people. Giving one small example, I started in 7 years back with 12 members in our group. Today we have 36,000 members with We Women Entrepreneurs Enclave. But everything is only through word of mouth, because we completely focused on storytelling throughout these years. So people come to us, people refer us. They come to us that we want to join you. We don't go to anybody. It's all because we have focused on building up a brand only through storytelling. So I think whatever you are, express yourself.
I just want to add to this. One of the
Sure.
things that women do, and Chaitanya, all great points, and really proud of the fact that 1,000 women under your wing, supporting them. One of the things that I've noticed women not doing a lot for themselves as well is documenting exercise.
I'm
Yes,
so sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry to interrupt. But
Your voice
there
is
is somebody's
mine.
voice. Yeah.
Anupama, I think for this.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
better.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yeah. Please, ma'am.
Um, So I was saying documenting your impact and documenting what you've done, your success for yourself is absolutely important. Whether you publish it or not, whether you publish it today or not, having it there for yourself to boost your confidence is immensely powerful. One of the things that I have done in It's Her Way and the community, every quarter we do that, is we try to tell them, and we tell them, we get them that support ecosystem is where for professionals, for the careers arm, we tell them update your CV, update every single part of your CV, even if it becomes 5 pages long. What have you done in the past 3 months? What have you done in your career? Every single point, depending on what nature of application or job you're doing, it can change and it can reduce or increase, but update it for yourself. When you update your CV and you update your performances, you update your small wins or your large wins, you will then be able to represent yourself better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you have to compile both, Chetrali ma'am said and Armin ma'am said, um, just to summarize, guys, this would not be just restricted to women as well. Okay, I mean that this is one important aspect which we were trying to highlight. But documenting yourself, which is the biggest mistake as a professional you do, or not documenting yourself. I mean, today, why a small achievement is being celebrated on LinkedIn. If I have to give you some stats today, whomever we are speaking, whomever I'm talking to, whomever we were able to invite as a guest speaker, we were able to do that using a social media platform. I just picked up the call, messaged them, and just they are here for us, right? Because, and why they are there? Because they have documented what they have achieved in their lives, be it a woman, be it a male or a female, right? So it's very important that you need to speak out for yourselves. Gone those days that, okay, I'm a shy individual, I was a backbencher, I mean, I cannot speak and all that stuff. If you cannot speak, somebody else will speak. If you are not doing it, somebody else will do it. If you miss the bus, you miss the bus. So
You're right. You're right, Atish. Everybody should do this. In fact, I've actually noticed a lot of senior professionals also. They will only
Absolutely.
update their CV and their achievements if there's a job opening or if there's something that they're looking for.
Absolutely.
Everybody should do this. You're absolutely right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're having an amazing conversation, but with due respect and consideration of the time frame. So we tried covering the aspect from students, freshers perspective, mid-career professional perspective, women's marketeers perspective as well. Now, Anupama ma'am, could you try to highlight, or could you try to tell us, as a marketing leader, as somebody from the industry, what would be your strong suggestions and recommendations for the education system? Okay, we are not here to change, but as leaders, as somebody who are keen about the country, about the youth, we can definitely do that. So, what would be your strong suggestions and recommendations from the academics perspective, from the curriculum perspective, which should be adopted by the ministry as well? A quick thought.
Fantastic question, Atish. As we all, there are huge discussion around that. There are the gap between the curriculum and the practical aspects. And we see in marketing also the same thing is there. But marketing people just go because maybe their result is like that, their rankings are like that, and they take this marketing, even if they are not creative, even if they are not keen into that. At the same time, there are the people who really want to do marketing. They go outside somewhere, they finish one digital marketing course, and they think that they are marketeer now. But when they come to the practical aspects of marketing, we feel huge gap. So what I suggest is that government portals we are seeing, so all the government portals are, with due respect, pathetic. What schemes are going on, what things are going on, no marketing at all. Few bloggers are there just to increase their traffic and all. They keep posting whatever schemes are going on all. But from the government side, there are so many initiative keeps coming. There are so many announcements, but there is the marketing does not happen for that. Okay? So they can utilize, take the college grads there directly and assign these projects, get some good person who can guide this kind of a project, the live project, I mean to say. So in Mumbai, there is some infrastructure is getting built. Which government, not government, we don't need to go to the political part of it. But these are basically the government bodies, not the political parties things, right? Which infrastructure is getting built in the city or something. That part, the development part or something, what is happening, how we, the taxpayers, will get to know about that.
Absolutely.
There is a huge gap where, I'm just talking about the government project because you talked about this, but there are so many things where these marketing aspirants or the students can be utilized as an, maybe it's a small stipend or the free practice. There are so many SMBs. We are, the manufacturing industry has moved industry 4.0 and pathetic. We are, I mean, our growth is many of the industries are at industry 1.0.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
on that. Yes.
Correct. So there, why not these people pitch in there and can help them to, improve marketing at least? And since all this marketing, I whenever I say marketing, now you can't do marketing without AI. So you have to be AI first approach to all the youngsters who are listening this or will listen later. You can't do marketing only on creativity. You need AI. You need AI first approach, not to just write a blog on AI and copy paste it. But there are so many strategy you can build. The marketing strategy you can build with the help of AI. You can have a data analysis of your marketing data analysis on AI. So use all those things, upgrade this this manufacturing unit or other industry, not only the software or the startup.
Absolutely.
So we can really
Absolutely.
leverage these students. Yeah.
I mean, it's very rightly said, ma'am. So there's a lot of opportunity in the government space, but the government themselves are not utilizing that. Since we already have a lot of youth who's ready to do that, so we have already extended around 1 minute. But I want to take a perception or perspective from each and every. So the remaining four speakers, what would be your thought process, Tanushree, ma'am? A quick thought. What would be a quick recommendation to an educator, to to the ministry or a government as a whole?
I feel there has to be a journey for persons, for marketeers who would want to have skill-based learning. Okay, personalized skill-based learning, I would say, because there are a lot of
Okay.
MOOCs available on the platform these days, but there's no legitimacy across it. So probably having a curated skill journey for an individual, that will certainly help.
Okay. So are we talking about creating something like, we already we have seen globally Singapore skills, Singapore skills metrics is being globally accepted. Something like that is, are we recommending?
Yeah, definitely. Let's say, for example, Atish wants to learn about public speaking or maybe about performance marketing. So he should be like having a legitimate platform wherein he can go just checklist a particular skill, know more about it, some video formats, maybe some discussion forum across it, and so on and so forth.
Okay. All right. Armin ma'am, what would be your quick thoughts to the educators, to the ministry, to the government as a whole?
Two quick thoughts. I think make it more flexible for career path changes to happen.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
education is the pillar of growth. And without education at any level, you can't grow. So education needs to become more accessible, cheaper in so many ways, and more available for professionals, individuals, children to grow. So education should be part of every single stage of life. And the government has to enable that. Once the government can enable that, a vast majority of our population in India, across the world, will be able to benefit from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Neeraj sir, your thoughts on the same, please.
I think government take a very good step by maintaining some kind of portal or deploying some kind of material to for the because marketing is now essential part for everybody, not for the student, not for the working professional. It's for everybody, even the housewives or the people who are doing a domestic job. For everybody, marketing is essential. So, government has taken one initiative in IIFT. They have created a course which has a detailed structure for anybody who wants to do the export. They can go through with that module. It has been articulated by all the good teachers of the IIFT. So that way, like government can create something in digital marketing per se, specific to the digital marketing for the different need of the different segment of people. That would help people to develop those kind of skills. Also, it will structure the marketing. Otherwise, it will keep happening in haywire. So there are a lot of materials available, but not in a structured way.
Absolutely.
So they can work on it.
Absolutely. I and NASCOM, we have already seen NASCOM is doing a lot, but again, as Anupama ma'am rightly mentioned, nobody's aware. Somebody's doing. I mean, there is
Correct.
Pranti Pradhan internship yojana, PM internship yojana, which is going on, but then there is no adaptability there, which is happening. So not everybody is aware of that. So Chaitali ma'am, um, I'm just going to twist this question a bit in terms of understanding. I mean, you would say you're having a smile on your face saying this. Why this guy is twisting every question to me when it is coming to me? But yeah, what I'm trying to understand here is what would be your suggestions and recommendations for the teaching staff or the educationists from the colleges, universities, from how do they teach marketing in a different way? Okay, the government will take their own time to change everything and all that. What would be your thought that what should be, as a thoughtful leader, how should they adopt it? How do they change it that the kids should understand, the students should understand, be it a student or even if a mid-career professional who wants to pursue it?
So frankly speaking, the colleges, they all get visiting faculties as all experienced corporate professionals. They get business people. I suggest they should bring startups on entrepreneurs as speakers in their colleges. That will really, because uh, when they start they can actually share their stories, how they started, what are the problems they are facing, what are the hurdles they are facing, and how they have overcome these things has to be taught, and they should be taught with the help of the entrepreneurs and startups as well. And in the syllabus they should actually include, of course, the brand building and community building is very important, which has to be included in their syllabus. That's very important.
Absolutely, it's a very good thought, ma'am. What you have mentioned. In fact, I had written and recommended this to the government, the Ministry of Education as well. That say, for example, if I'm based out of Navi Mumbai, the startups across Navi Mumbai and colleges should collaborate and they should adopt. The colleges should adopt those startups,
Yes,
not for working on those startups, but then sharing the experience of the startups with
exactly.
the colleges so that you get more realistic, more experience, outcome and learning from the startup owners. So on that notes, guys, we are already extended around 7 minutes, which was tend to happen. I already spoke about this in our pre-event meeting, but it was a sheer pleasure and a discussion. We tried our level best to cover all the aspects which we thought of. Though there is one question from Adarsh Pandey. This is to all the speakers, and my small request to every speaker is, if I got an idea of building a student to student marketplace for buying, selling, and exchange, then what should I do as I am starting my second year this month? I have built a website as of now. What can I do next? Can this idea grow up? Others, this question is been narrated, discussed or told to all the speakers, all these amazing speakers. And my recommendation to all the speakers would be, you can use the comment box and write it, since we already have extended around 8 minutes. And on that notes, Tanushree ma'am, thank you so much. Arvind ma'am,
Yeah.
Neeraj sir,
Thank
Chaitali ma'am,
you.
Upama ma'am, I hope you had an amazing conversation. I thoroughly loved it. Though it was also recommended to me that, dude, do not keep marketing as a topic only for 60 minutes. It has to be there for 1.5 hours. But
Agree.
what happens is, as our audience are also Gen Zs, 60 minutes के बाद सब बोर हो जाते हैं. So we don't want to get those
Yeah.
aspects, but we will keep coming, keep growing, and keep getting more and more some amazing speakers like that. So thank you so much to everyone for joining in. It was shared Amazing. Manoj Mohite sir. Hi, Manoj sir. I know Manoj sir. Thank you, panelists and artists sir. Great insights. We try to pass on this to students. Thank you so much. Manoj sir is a part of the student community from one of the colleges which is known to us. Thank you so much. So thank you so much to all the speakers. It was a great conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And for all the audiences who's listening us live, who's going to watch us, since this is going to be preserved, stay tuned for the next event. We'll keep bringing in every alternate week, and this particular event specifically is going to be live on LinkedIn, but is also going to be live on YouTube, Meta, and Insta as well. Thank you so much, guys. It was a sheer pleasure for having you guys there on board.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. It
Bye-bye.
was great pleasure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.